and welcome to the channel. My name is Sandy, and in today's video we're going out and we're doing some shopping for some home decor. Now we're looking specifically for larger artwork and also a side or accent chair for my living room. We're going to be hitting up the Ashley Furniture Store, Havertys, and a store in the Charlotte area called Nouvelle, which sells amazing furniture. So if you'd like to see what it is that I find in these stores today, let's go. So I have very limited seating in my living room. I have this new sectional that I've shared over here, but I do need an additional chair. So I went to AI to ask, what kind of chair can I place in a room like this? And it recommended this type of chair. So I knew it needed to be a smaller scale chair, but it's specifically recommending a swivel chair, which is not my favorite, but actually I think that would work best in my smaller space to be able to kind of move it around and make it a little bit more portable. So that's what we're going to be seeking out in addition to oversized wall art. So we walked into the Ashley Furniture Store. This store is located in Pineville, North Carolina. And I must say, I was pleasantly surprised when I walked in the store. They had some sectionals and wall art and everything that looked very, very nice. So I think we're going to enjoy this visit through here. And I'm always looking for the sale items when I come in this store. I've also been looking at thrift stores, looking for the pieces that I'm looking for. Haven't found anything, so I'm looking also in retail. So wherever I happen to find that perfect piece, that's what we'll be going with. But let's look around and see what we see in here today and if we are lucky with anything that we're looking for. This is a nice looking console table. I already know we're not looking for that, but this will be perfect for a buffet. It would also be nice for a TV stand with a nice little storage here. I really like this piece, and it looks really, really solid too. Nice looking piece. This is a really nice, comfortable chair, but it's way too big for what it is that I'm looking for. This wall art is really nice. I think I want a piece that's even larger than this, but I do know that I want it to be an abstract piece, so that's why that caught my eye. This is a nice looking sectional as well for a very large space. I don't have that, so that's not my reality, but it's a good looking, comfortable piece. Now, like I said, I'm always targeting sale pieces when I come in here, and that could be in the form of anything. Case in point, this lamp here is $42. Don't have a need for it, but this is an example of the type of deal that you may be able to happen upon in a furniture store. So even if you're not looking for furniture, but you are in the market for some home decor, don't forget your furniture stores to look for those pieces, because they do have some great sales. I fell in love with these vases here. I thought the shapes were so unique. I love the texture in them. They were $99 each, but they were really cute. I really like this sofa set here. It's always when you're not looking for something is when you find a lot of different things that you like. Not sure that I would go with that color, although I do love that color. I just think that when you go with furniture that is, different colors, I would grow tired of it a lot sooner. So I prefer to stick with more of your neutral colors where you can kind of switch out your pops of color whenever you want to. This is a nice little credenza piece here as well. Nice, solid looking piece too. Very nice. I love the look of this lamp. I had to go over and get a closer look. It has a base that is made of brass. It's got the double pulls on it. Very nice little lamp. Thought this was really nice. Now, if you've been watching my channel, you know a lamp is the last thing that I need. And I did not mention needing a lamp when I said what we're in here looking for. But yet, here we are. This is another nice sectional here. This one is $36.99 for this very, very large piece, but it's made out of leather or faux leather, whatever. This is a fabric that I don't tend to gravitate to for furniture just because I like to lounge. And to me, leather is very cold and not very cozy and comforting. So that's not my style, but I love the way that that piece looks. This is also a nice little set here. It looks very comfortable and everything, and it's very affordable here. So this is $8.99 for this set. So if anybody is looking for an inexpensive set here, check out Ashley Furniture if you have one in your area. And I believe you can also shop online. So even if you don't, check online. Here's a piece of oversized art that caught my eye. A little bit too much of the tan going on in there. And to my surprise, this one said not for sale. Never seen that before. Typically, all of the art that's on the wall is for sale. Not sure why that would be. I really like the pillows that they had in here. on the sofas. Now, Ashley Furniture tends not to do a whole lot as it relates to decorating their sofas with pillows with different textures and things like that. They go pretty basic with them and just pretty much have them styled with the pillows that come with the sets. But I really did like the way that those looked on here. This one is 19.99. Again, another nice size sectional with a very large ottoman piece here. Now, with something like this, you would not need or have room for a cocktail table, but you could use that with a tray and still get the same effect. Now, if you've noticed, we have not seen not one smaller scale chair, which is what I'm looking for in here. Everything is basically oversized, more comfortable, more cozy looking, that type of thing. Larger sectionals, and even the chairs that they have shown with the sofas and whatnot, they tend to be on the larger side, which is a struggle. That's what I've been finding and looking for this smaller scale chair. But if you know me, you know I'm going to find it because I'm going to go everywhere until I find it. I am just that determined. When I get something in my mind that I'm looking for, and it's nothing urgent, it's just something that I know that I am going to need additional seating. It would be nice to get it before the holiday season, when you have guests coming over and that type of thing. But if I don't find it before then, it's not a big deal. So I can take my time to curate the perfect piece. One thing that I noticed in walking around Ashley Furniture is that you don't get a lot of variety. Everything pretty much looks the same. They have the same sectional, everywhere you look, you just kind of going from one to the other, maybe a few more pillows on it or something like that, or larger ottoman, but they're all basically the same. You don't get a lot of originality with it. Now, as it relates to the area that I'm in, it is the most affordable furniture store that we have, and maybe Rooms to Go also is more of an affordable option. But as it relates to unique items, which is something that I tend to like to find, you just don't get that at Ashley. You don't. But they can sometimes have some really good clearance sections. So today the clearance section is 70% off. They've got this little mini lamp here that's $23. Would be perfect if someone had a need for it. It's a cute little gray lamp with the linen lampshade. Very, very nice. $23 for that. They've got that little comforter there for $39 next to it. You can see I'm looking at this thing every angle, just trying to make myself need it, but I don't. So it had to stay there. These shelves here were a great price, and they had two of them, which is really nice. They were $2.99 each. I didn't think that was bad. They've got the brass on them. So these will be nice pieces to like put on either side of a fireplace or a TV, or built-ins, whatever, however you want to style them. But I thought they were really nice and at a great price point. This credenza here was also not bad price point. This one was $6.99 for this piece here. And it's a oversized credenza, so that's nice here. And that's the other one of the shelves here, but that's pretty much all they had in their clearance section today. Sometimes I come in here and the clearance section is full of things, so it's just a matter of when you hit the store or whatever. But today they had either not had a lot or someone had bought it all out. This is a nice size showroom too. I do appreciate that. They have a lot of things to look at, but like I said, just not a lot of variety. Everything kind of begins to just kind of blend in and look the same over time. Comment below and let me know if you see that, or if you see something different. It could be the details or something that I'm missing, but yeah, that's my observation. They do have these wall art pieces here that are $22. These would be nice for a kitchen area. That's what I'm kind of seeing there. Or maybe even a hallway or something like that. They're nice little pieces for $22. Anyway, we're going to leave here because there's not a lot to see, and we're going over to Havertys. This Havertys is also located in Pineville, North Carolina, right next door to Ashley Furniture, so we didn't have too far to go. First thing that catches my eye is this olive sofa. So I know that I said I don't tend to go for the furniture pieces or sofas that have color, but the olive greens, they catch my eye every time. I just love green. I'm looking at the oversized wall art. This piece is a nice size, but definitely not what I'm looking for. But just look at the sectionals in here. You will start to see a little bit more in terms of structure, quality, that type of thing with the Havertys. Of course, that comes along with a hefty price tag. That's how it goes. But just wanted to point that out, that their furniture here, you can definitely see the quality in the pieces here. And just like Ashley Furniture, Haverty runs great sales on their home decor pieces. So always, always, always take a look at those items sitting on tables. They sometimes have shelves. They also have a little separate clearance section that we'll take a look at together here in this video. So be sure to keep on watching. We'll see a lot of good things in here. And the next stop after this is going to be Nouvelle Furniture Store. So another great place to go. And it's located also in Pineville, right in the same area. So you can have all three of these stores. You can actually walk to each of the three stores. That's how close they are together. We won't be doing any of that walking because it's 100 degrees out there. So we driving from store to store, even though they're right next door to each other. I love lanterns, and these are really nice. And I love the way they have them styled right on a dining room table, which is not how you typically see lanterns, but somehow these just feel like they need to be front and center. I'm seeing a lot of faux fruit, like porcelain fruit, that type of thing this season that's coming out. So those are some pears and apples. We saw the same over at the Goodwill. In fact, I picked up a little apple at the thrift store the other day that I thought was really cute. This is some interesting artwork here. It just looks like two cheese boards inside of a shadow box frame. So this would be an easy enough DIY if that's a style that you like. That would be really nice in a kitchen, especially if you have more of a rustic, organic farmhouse style kitchen. I like this wall art, even though it's not really abstract, it's florals. I love florals too, but I love the black and the white. Those are really nice. I like those a lot. These candle holders here, I thought they were marble, but they're not. They're actually very, very lightweight, but I thought they were pretty. They caught my eye just because I thought they were like some lighter gray or steel gray marble candle holders. Very nice. Now I'm spotting my first little clearance section over here in Haverty's. And this particular store, they tend to have several of these throughout the store. So always when I'm in here, make it my business to come over here and take a closer look to see what's on here. It's usually just bases and just different decor, table decor pieces and things like that that you can find on here. They'll sometimes have a display with pillows, throw pillows that they're selling on discount. You'll see some of those later on in the video as well. A lot of these pieces here you may see, they look familiar from being at your local Home Goods or Home Sense stores, and then some of them are a little bit more unique and different. Like this little piece here I thought was very different, little bowl or whatever, just a little accent decorative bowl or whatever that's really different. The birds are something that I've seen before. Very nice though, nice little pieces there. But just little random table decor, candle holders, that type of thing that you can always find on sale. Now, much like Ashley Furniture, we have not seen any smaller scale chairs, which is what I'm looking for. So the hunt continues, but that's okay because I'm seeing a lot of other things that I want to look at anyway. Haverty's is a really good place to come if you're looking for office furniture and things like that. They have a lot of very formal, like if you have a very formal or an executive type office situation going on, Haverty's is a great place to come and look. They have a lot of shelving and desk and things like that, and also decor for your shelves and things like that. That would be nice. We're going to get a closer look of that one there on that back wall because it's catching my eye. It's got lots going on back there, and I just want to get a closer look. So let's see what they have on these shelves. It's got a lot going on. They've got some little elephants. They've got some faux books. They've got little plants, very small scale decor pieces, which is an interesting choice. I guess you really kind of have to do that if you have this many shelves in here. But yeah, that's how they've styled this. This is a really nice shelf too, by the way. Very nice quality. I thought this little lock here was very, very interesting. So I had to get a closer look at that. It's just like a padlock or whatever, but it's a little decor piece here that could go on a shelf as they have it styled here or on a cocktail table, wherever you want to put it, but it's cute. These are some interesting pieces here. They don't seem to open, so I'm not sure what, I guess they're just decorative accent pieces or whatever, but they caught my eye. I thought they were very different and kind of mid-century modernish or whatever, but yeah, that's how they have them styled there on that table. Now here's another clearance rack, so let's see what they have going on over here. But before I get there, I need to get a closer look at this lamp. I don't know why this lamp just kind of caught my eye. I love floor lamps, and this one was really different. I love the glow globes on here. So if you have more of a organic, rustic organic look, or even boho, that would be a perfect lamp. Now let's look at this area over here and see if we see any items that are on sale. I thought that little decorative, it kind of looks like a canoe decorative bowl here. I thought that was really nice, but nothing that I had to have. So I got a closer look at it, checked out the price on it, and kept it moving. Sometimes when I'm in here, I'll make a mental note of a piece that I want to come back and check out later to see if they've marked it down further. This table here was really, really nice. I love a nice side table. This one's $349. Very, very sturdy table, very heavy. Nice little side table, for a living room or office or what have you. I think this is such a pretty little display. I even like the rug. I love the tables. I love the sofa, even though it's leather. This will be good not for a main living space, maybe for a room that you don't use a lot, just because, like I said, unless you like the feel of leather, like I said, it feels cold to me and not at all inviting, but this looks good. I love the way that it looks. So I have spotted another clearance area, and this is an area where I have been lucky in the past. So I'm super excited to show you what they have over here today. So this is the area where the items are deeply, deeply discounted. And these little pillows here, very high quality pillow covers. They are $25 a piece. They feel amazing. The filling in them or the inserts are really nice as well. This is another really, really nice one. They're $25. These are oversized pillows, but again, great quality. You can see they were originally $129 a piece. This color is sort of like an eggplant color, which would be perfect for the fall. Now I've got to make a decision because I can get one set but not both, so we'll revisit that. Here's some more of that wall art that I showed earlier. So these are the two florals. I love the look of this, and I would envision this to be like in a large bathroom. That's where I would really like to see these. Trying to get the prices of them to see what they would cost. They are a nice size art pieces. So the oversized wall art is always very expensive. But anyway, I'm looking all around here. I definitely don't want to miss anything in here because they have some very interesting pieces here. Now, here's my first chair that I spotted that is definitely, more smaller in scale, more of a structured chair. Definitely not the pattern that I liked, even though I do like the pattern in general, but not for my home. But yeah, this is a nice little and very, very comfortable chair too. Now, I must say they do a great job with the comfortability of their furniture and things like that. But $1,000 for this one little chair, no. I must say, I really do like the fact that they have a larger variety of things in here. They have a lot of neutral colors and things like that, but I do like the way that they have things styled up with their coffee table stylings, with lamps, with their displays, with rugs, with their displays, that type of thing to kind of mix it up a little bit and make it more interesting and looking through. I'm also looking at their bedroom sets while I'm in here. Not that I'm in the market for anything like that at this time, but I do like to look at all of the little vignettes or stylings that they have just because that's the way that I get inspiration. I also get inspiration for how I may style things in my own home or just different pieces that I might want to add to my decor. Here's another area of the store where they have pillows on sale. Now, these pillows are not as deeply discounted as the ones we saw earlier. These tend to be still very, very expensive, over $100 typically for the pillows that are in this section. But I do like to look at them just the same because they do have some really pretty ones. So I'll take a look at them, but I find myself right on back over there to the deeply discounted pillows very quickly. And here's another setting here, living room set or whatever that I like. And again, it's leather. I don't know what it is today about me seeing these leather sets that are really catching my eye. I love this tan color. I love how they paired it with this very nice abstract, like charcoal and white rug that looks really, really nice and very different too. Very masculine. This would be nice for a bachelor pad or a man cave. And here's yet another one with the green. I love that olive green or sage green. I love the way that they paired it with a very different color rug just for that contrast, which I thought was really nice. They do a good job here in Havertys with their decorating and pairings of their furniture and things like that. I have been walking around this store for a while. I've already spotted the pillows that I shared earlier that I'm going to pick up. And now it's time for me to really make my final decision and get out of here so that we can head to our third store because we don't want to be out here all day. And we've been messing around here now for some hours. It has taken me forever to walk through and make sure that I feel satisfied that I've seen everything that there is to see in this store. So, what's going to help me to make my decision here is that I love antelope, right? I love antelope. And this antelope pillow cover here is one that I absolutely love. I've actually been on a hunt for a new antelope pillow in this type of color pattern, more of the tan or beige or whatever. Love, love, love this. And so I want to go with something like that for the fall. I'm thinking. And the 2 pillows that I saw, I think would pair nicely with those. So I'm gonna go grab them just to make sure that I'm right in my assumption, and if that looks good, then those will be my decision here. So I have put them together here. Love, love, love this look. Not sure if I'll go with the lighter color antelope. I may end up getting something darker, but you have to subscribe and keep coming back to see how I actually style those. Those little tortoiseshell vases here are also here in this clearance section, as are these candle holders, and they've got the little birds there. Just some random things, but like I said, I wanted to make sure I don't miss anything, and I love these pillows. I'm definitely not going to leave these behind. Now, don't forget to comment below. Let me know if you've seen anything in these 2 stores so far that you've liked. I'd like to hear your thoughts on them. Jot them down before we head into our third store so that you don't forget, because this next store we're going in, I'm telling you now, be ready to be wowed. And needless to say, we haven't found a smaller scale chair in either of the stores that we've gone to. I also have not seen any oversized wall art that I loved at a good price. So the hunt is still on for those pieces. We've looked at everything else, but we were not lucky enough to find those. But I'm happy with the pillow covers because that was a great find. I love those so much. I can't even get out of the store for seeing more things that I like. This is a nice little floor lamp here, very pretty, with the smoke gray globe on it. Really like that. Now, I promise you that we are making our way out of this store. We are. I'm trying to get out of here, but I don't want to miss anything because I don't make it over here that often. And I really would like to go ahead and, want to see everything that there is to see. And I keep doubling back because things just catch my eye and I just want to try it again or look at it again or whatever. I sat in so many chairs and sofas in here today, it's not even funny. I know the salespeople were like, is she going to buy anything or what? Here's another one of those racks here with some random decor pieces. Most of these pieces really look very familiar for pieces that I've seen at Home Goods or Home Sense. So nothing really exciting to see here, but you don't know if you don't look at everything and make sure that you didn't miss anything. There's one more chair that I definitely want to check out. It didn't really have the look that I was looking for, but I did want to get a closer look at it and sit in it. And I can tell you it felt amazing. Now, this is the nice small scale chair. Love that. It was $688 on the clearance. Nice fabric and everything. Not the look that I was really looking for, but that's a nice chair. I really do like it. I gave it a try and I tell you, it was very, very comfortable. In fact, this was a great place to kind of rest up for our next stop, which is going to be the Nouvelle Furniture store that is located in Pineville, right next door to where we've been. But take a look and see what they have in this store. Everything in this store is very, very modern, very low profile, very sleek, very sophisticated, and very, very pricey. I love these smoke tables, absolutely gorgeous. The nesting tables, the curve in the leg, so gorgeous, so beautiful, as is that sofa. Also on my wish list is I have chairs for my dining room. I do want to replace those chairs. So I always kind of keep my eyes peeled to see when I'm going to happen upon the perfect chairs. Love, love, love these. They've got some brass on them, some black and that cream color. Just absolutely fabulous. Love those. And take a look at the wall coverings. I'm going to pan up so that you can see this wall mirror, these fragments of mirror that they have going all the way up the wall. That's stunning. I can envision that like on a very massive stairwell walking up the stairs, and that light fixture is gorgeous as well. Love that. I like the little half moon cocktail table here, as well as that sofa with a slight curve in it. Gorgeous, just gorgeous. I'm gonna say that so many times. I apologize in advance, but that's just what I'm feeling right now. Everything is so, so pretty and so nicely styled. As it relates to comfort, I'm gonna have to say Havertys hands down, only because the furniture was a little bit more accessible for a wider population, if you will. Like I said, everything in here is very low profile, so the chairs are lower, the sofas are lower, or whatever. So if you have any type of mobility issues at all, it may be more of a challenge to get in and out. So for that reason, I would say for comfort, I would say what we saw over at Haverty's probably is better suited for most people. But the look of everything, this store, hands down, love the furniture and love the style, the design, the way that everything looks. Very, very nice, very, very good quality as well. And this store does a lot of custom orders. So you are able to get different fabrics. If you see a piece that you like, but you want a different type of fabric or whatever, different textures, you are able to do that as well in this store. So definitely make sure that you drop down below. Let me know if you've seen anything in this store that you liked. And if so, let me know what it is that caught your eye and what you thought about it. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so, so much for shopping with me. Unfortunately, we are going to continue our search in future videos for this chair and oversized wall art because we didn't find anything today. So if that is something that you enjoy, definitely be sure to hit that subscribe button as well as the post notification bell. That way you get notified whenever I upload additional content. Thank you so, so much for watching. To my returning family members, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to see each and every one of you over here on my next one. Bye bye.